commanded by Admiral Arriga. She was traveling with 8 destroyers. She had no air cover. All the remaining Japanese planes had been sent to attack the American fleet at Okinawa. One gallant attempt, a final charge of the Light Brigade. Float planes were sent up to spot the US submarines, but at 4 p.m. she was noticed by Swerte and under the cover of night, the convoy managed to lose them, and at 6 a.m. the next morning she reached Osami Peninsula. As the sun broke, the convoy moved into defensive formation, Yahagi leading 8 destroyers in a 1,500-meter ring. They knew they were exposing themselves to potentially 8 hours of daylight air attack. By 10 a.m. the weather is terrible for the Japanese. Low, broken 300-foot cumulus clouds, perfect for air attack. The destroyer has a sheet of troops behind the engine. By now, Yamato has been spotted multiple times. The US is still unsure of her heading. They don't want to lose her, but she's 250 miles away, the real limit of their bomber's strike range. 10:30. Admiral Spruance gives the shortest operational order in history to Commander Mitchell. You take them. 11 a.m. 2,000 Japanese planes begin Operation Kikase from Kyushu Air Base. It's going to be the greatest kamikaze attack of them all. They're too late though to help Yamato. The US planes have already launched. The planes the US had launched were Curtiss Helldivers, Vought Corsairs, the Whistling Death, and Hellcats as fighter support. They also sent the Turkey, the Avenger torpedo bomber. Bit of a fat boy, had to be catapulted off the ships. Also, you wanted to be the pilot because apparently there wasn't space for the radio operator and gunner to have a parachute. George Bush Sr. had one. He actually had 3. He called them all Barbara, after his wife. After having to crash land one, he nearly got eaten by Japanese cannibals, but that's another story. The Avengers dropped these 1-ton Mark 13 Mod 9 torpedoes. Like the Japanese, the Americans had trouble keeping their torpedoes running straight. The submarine version, the Mark 14, used to sometimes run in a circle and blow up the submarine that fired it. They had to put this plywood box-tail stabilizer and nickel barrel drag wing. Crikey, that was a tongue twister on the Mark 13 to keep it stable in the air because it had to enter the water at 26 to 30 degrees. A lot of the torpedoes were set at the wrong running depth for Yamato because they didn't realise how big she was. It should have been 18 to 22 feet, which a radio operator could have set with a screw at the back, but to save weight and fuel for the long flight distance, most of the Avengers only had a pilot. At the front, the torpedoes got a Torpex tip, equivalent to 400 kilograms of TNT. For the first 300 yards, water would run in, turn this impeller so the exploder is gradually armed, and it had a ball switch in them, so if there was a glancing blow, like this, the ball could displace in any direction, closing the contacts and releasing electricity from the condenser, and you've got a very big boom on your hands.
Salamat sa pagtambay. Hello, Ma'am Lizelze. Thank you, sir.
It's uncertain how many hits Yamato actually took, but these are the confirmed ones that correlate between the US Technical Mission's declassified report and Requiem for Yamato. 12:20, a 250-kilogram bomb hit starboard frame 150, glances off the gunnery control, destroying 3 12.7-centimeter AA mounts, punches a 22-foot hole in the weather deck, exploding 2 decks below, killing the entire port damage control team. Another bomb penetrates the flying deck, wiping out the main radar room. A third stays in the aft 15.5-centimeter mount as if struck by a giant hammer, destroying the fire control station and directors. Warning lights flash on the main turret being heated by fire through the bulkhead. Yamato's anti-air mounts are proving relatively useless, like swatting bugs with a sledgehammer. The 50-cal rounds are barely travelling 5 to 6 times the speed of the planes. Many of the gunners have less than 1 hour training. 12:45, the first torpedo hits at port frame 125. The second hits port frame 150, flooding the outboard engine room and causing a list of 5 to 6 degrees. The bridge counterflows 1 degree. 1 p.m, a torpedo hits starboard frame 124, flooding and killing everyone in fire room 7. Another hits the opposite side, flooding fire rooms 8 and 12, as well as the outboard engine and port hydraulic machinery rooms. Yamato is now listing 15 to 16 degrees to port. The starboard engine and boiler are counterflooded, likely killing several hundred crew in there. The list is corrected to 5 degrees, but Yamato is slowed to 10 knots. 1:30, 2 more torpedoes hit port. Yamato raises the Z flag. This is her final stand. 1:50, now 2 damaged perform evasive maneuvers. 3 torpedoes hit successively. 1 to starboard, 2 to port. She lists 22 to 23 degrees to port. The ship's blisters are now too far above the water to be counterflooded. She pulls a sharp left turn to counteract the list. The Allies begin targeting her rudder to stern. 2 p.m. Admiral Araga gives the order to abandon ship. Gunnery Officer Hattori locks himself
Labay
in
ko
the
gagmay kuan pa lang,
to protect the
kanang
Empress
royal.
and prevent it from falling into American hands. 2:18, Admiral Araga ties himself to the compass limit. His messenger Sukumato puts a cracker in his mouth, a traditional farewell to someone about to die. On the decks below, some of the sailors commit seppuku. Surrender is dishonorable. 2:20 p.m. Yamato finally capsizes with a 120-degree list. It's not until the 1st of August 1985 that Yamato is seen again, when Pisces 2 locates her 1,400 deep in the East China Sea. Her final explosion, created a 20,000-foot mushroom cloud, was heard 200 kilometers away. Its likely fire reached the ammo in turret 2. Of the crew, 3,000 drowned, many being dragged down by the ship's undertow. Only 280 survived. The US lost 12 airmen. The Japanese seriously underestimated US resource and strength at that time in the war, and that sometimes, as it goes, bigger isn't better, it's how you end up using it. Really, she stood no chance without air cover of making it to Okinawa. It's argued the bitter irony is that by attacking Pearl Harbor with carriers in 1941, the Japanese rendered battleships obsolete even before Yamato was delivered. They showed the whole world that carriers, not massive battleships, ruled the waves. Maybe we'll never see anything like Yamato again. Maybe.
Ang Birch Tree Adult Boost. May new look. Drink Birch Tree Adult Boost every day. The China Seas. Ringed by the countries of Southeast Asia, these are some of the most fiercely contested waters on Earth. Beneath the waves, the shattered remains of epic battles.
It's as if you took hundreds of ships and put them through a blender.
Mysterious treasures and technological wonders, all hidden from view until now. Imagine if we could empty the oceans, letting the water drain away to reveal the secrets of the seafloor. Now we can. Using the latest underwater scanning technology, piercing the deep oceans and turning accurate data into 3D images. How did America defeat the biggest battleship of World War II?
It was huge, it was powerful, it was fast. For the Americans facing it, it was a brute of a battleship.
What's the truth behind the strange disappearance of the mightiest invasion force of ancient times?
One of the biggest disasters in the history of maritime warfare.
And how do you protect the World Wide Web from the perils of nature? fight, trade, or invade. These twin human instincts have defined the China Seas for centuries. As these turbulent waters begin to drain away, 140 miles south of Japan, they reveal a top secret battleship, biggest ever put to sea. What were its secrets? And why couldn't they save the lives of 3,000 men? October 1944. Two giant warships sailed towards the biggest naval battle in history. The mighty Yamato and its twin, Musashi.
The size of the Yamato is breathtaking. The Yamato and its sister ship Musashi were by far the biggest battleships ever built.
Almost 900 feet long and 127 feet wide, these super battleships dwarf their opponents. Their hulls are protected by an incredible 16 inches of armor plate. And every part of them bristles with weapons. On the bow, two giant turrets. Then over 100 smaller guns. Before a third turret. They are the biggest floating fortresses ever put to sea. As the flagship of the Imperial Japanese Navy, Yamato carries the seal of the Emperor himself, a golden chrysanthemum.
Yamato comes from the Taiko Daimeshai, which is the national spirit of Japan. It was literally the embodiment of Japan itself.
Yamato isn't just big, it's also top secret.
The Japanese took enormous measures to keep the Yamato secret from foreign navies, even to the extent of putting up a building so that Western naval attaches could not see the ship under construction.
Even Yamato's commanding officers are not told its true size. Its secrets, whatever they may be, are to be protected at all costs.
And they were successful in this because for the entire war, the Americans had no idea of the ship's true size or the size of the guns that she carried.
Japan's secret battleships are put to the test in one of the biggest naval battles of World War II. 3 years after Japan bombs Pearl Harbor, the Pacific War is about to reach its peak. Advancing towards Japan, U.S. and Australian forces launch an invasion of the Philippines. Yamato and Musashi lead the
Ay,
Japanese
salamat
fleet
sa
as it tries to stop
pagtambay.
the Allies in their tracks.
Anti-Angel. Damhana.
The Battle of Leyte
Ayan.
Gulf in October 1944. Biggest naval fight in history.
So, gumagawa ako ng electric fan.
Epic slugfest of 300 ships.
Kasi wala na. Hindi na umiikot electric fan namin sa kwarto.
Yamato draws first blood. Its big guns batter the U.S. carrier Gambier Bay, sending it to the seafloor. The Allies respond with cannons, torpedoes, and aircraft. A massive barrage of firepower that destroys 26 Japanese ships and damages dozens more.
To mark the end of the Japanese Navy as an effective fighting force.
Yamato is hit, but is saved by its immensely strong armor. Musashi isn't so lucky. It sinks under an onslaught of American bombs and torpedoes. And 1,000 crew members are killed.
May royal ya.
Royal na
Coke.
ito pong gagmay.
Oh.
15.
On the brink of defeat, the Japanese now resort to a new and shocking tactic. They call it kamikaze.
Thousands of young men dive their aircraft onto the decks of enemy ships.
They believe that their self-sacrifice will save Japan. But it's not enough to hold back the U.S. forces. After their victory at Leyte Gulf, the Americans reached Japan's doorstep, the outlying islands of Okinawa. Japan sends Yamato into battle once again. On the 7th of April, 1945, it powers towards its destiny, with orders to intercept the invaders and fight to the death. The ultimate kamikaze mission.
This huge ship, this ultimate battleship, is sent on a one-way mission to turn itself into a giant gun battery to try to keep the American ships away.
But Yamato never makes it to Okinawa. The Americans launch a surprise attack with overwhelming force. The super battleship's size and incredible strength can't save it this time. 2 hours after the first wave of bombs, the flagship of the Imperial Japanese Navy plunges below the waves. So what were Yamato's secrets, and why couldn't they save the ship? Half a century later, French and Japanese wreck explorers set out to unlock the mystery. Sonar readings confirm wreckage on the seabed, 140 miles south of Japan. But the ghostly shadow gives little away. They deploy a submarine. As it descends into the darkness, its lights pick out a strange shape.
Yeah, it's an anchor. Yeah, it's anchor. Main anchor.
Could these giant twisted pieces of metal really belong to Yamato? They search for proof.
This is a symbol.
Yes.
As one who in the world shipwreck community watched those first images come back, it was striking and powerful.
Among the scattered debris, reminders of the fate of the ship's 3,000-man crew. Yamato is Japan's worst naval tragedy. Using detailed sonar data from this expedition, along with the latest computer imaging technology, it's possible to drain the water from the China Seas to reveal one of the biggest wreck sites in the world and finally discover the secrets of Yamato. First, the Emperor's seal comes clearly into view. Then, its gigantic propellers, each stretching 20 feet across. And shockingly, the final agonies of this mammoth warship are laid bare. It is completely ripped apart.
Salamat sa nakatambay.
The violent death of Yamato and the sprawled corpse of the battleship makes for a compelling image. The ship was literally broken apart into chunks. And that's what you see on the bottom.
So, what is Yamato's big secret? Experts scour the site to appreciate its sheer scale and the incredible thickness of its armored hull. But they believe there's something else still hidden. And to see it means draining not only the ocean, but the seabed itself to reveal these. When Yamato was built, the Allies assumed it was fitted with 15-inch cannons, common on battleships of the time. But they were wrong. Yamato's cannons are actually 18 inches, the biggest and most powerful ever fitted to a warship. Each can fire a shell the weight of a car for almost 30 miles.
To have 18-inch guns on a battleship means not only do you have bigger guns than other folks, you have guns that can shoot farther. You have guns that can shoot with more punch. So it's a tremendous tactical advantage for the Japanese in the age of the battleship.
Kazushi Hiro, a naval signalman who served on Yamato, recalls their enormous firepower.
The sound was very loud. It felt as if many thunderbolts struck the ship all at once.
But if Yamato had the most powerful guns on water, why didn't it put up more of a fight? The drained wreck of the world's biggest battleship reveals dramatic details of its final battle. Scattered all around, hundreds of shell casings from Yamato's own guns. But a closer look reveals they're not from its giant cannons. Many of these casings are from a much smaller weapon. Yamato's cannons are designed to destroy other battleships, but are of little use against fast-moving attack aircraft. It defends itself with much smaller guns that fire shells just over an inch in diameter. But these guns have a problem.
Unlike British and American capital ships, which were armed with 40mm weapons, the Japanese had nothing like that. They moved straight from a 5-inch anti-aircraft gun to a 25mm anti-aircraft gun, and this made Yamato vulnerable to torpedo bomber attack.
It was a very mediocre weapon, slow elevation, slow rate of fire, and a lot of vibrations, so it was very inaccurate.
Yamato's underperforming anti-aircraft guns are no match for an opponent she was never designed to fight. Swarms of fast-moving attack planes, carrying bombs and torpedoes, launched from the latest U.S. aircraft carriers. Each of these holes marks a successful strike. Enough to cripple Yamato. But the drained remains of this sunken giant reveal another mystery. Its 16-inch armor is shredded like tinfoil, and its massive hull torn in half. No bomb or torpedo could have done that. Could it be that Yamato was ultimately destroyed by her own secret weapon? Among the scattered debris lies the heart of the ship's fearsome firepower. This hole is where the forward 18-inch gun turret used to sit, and where shells and propellant were stored in magazines before being fed to the cannons above.
This is a potentially very vulnerable part of the ship. If fire is introduced into the magazine, it has the potential to destroy the entire ship.
A clue to Yamato's fate comes from this rare footage. It shows a torpedoed British World War II battleship, HMS Barham, slowly sinking as it takes on water. As the ship capsizes, shells begin to tumble from the magazine racks inside. "800 men die. The drained wreck of Yamato shows how the blast that rips it apart starts here, at exactly the position of the second magazine. This is one of the last photographs ever taken of the super battleship. Above it, a column of smoke rises 3 miles into the sky, the result of that final catastrophic explosion.
When Yamato blew up, there was a huge mushroom cloud, a preview of the mushroom clouds that would very soon appear over Hiroshima and Nagasaki, bringing the Pacific War to an end.
Kazushi Hiro was assigned to another ship after his training on Yamato. Now, age 94, he still prays for his many crewmates who died that day.
Dozens of the names of my friends are inscribed on this cenotaph. I come here to visit their graves once a week, since I have time and I'm alive.
Japan's top-secret battleship was destined for the seafloor. Not because of its kamikaze mission, but because its secret weapons were rendered useless by the changing nature of war.
The sinking of the Yamato was the last gasp of the battleship. It demonstrated that unless you had air cover, you were very vulnerable to torpedo attack, and therefore the age of the battleship was certainly coming to an end.
The men who sacrificed themselves on board Yamato are inspired by an astonishing event from the age of samurai warriors. As the China seas continue to drain away, evidence emerges about an enduring maritime mystery. How did the mightiest invasion fleet of ancient times vanish without a trace?
It was one of the biggest disasters in the history of maritime warfare.
In Mari Bay, Kyushu, the southernmost of Japan's 4 main islands. 700 years ago, the warriors of the Mongol Empire launched an invasion of Japan here. Under orders from one of the most powerful leaders of all time, Emperor Kublai Khan. The emperor is the grandson of Genghis Khan, the legendary warrior who united the nomadic hordes of the Mongolian plains. Now leading one of the largest armies in history, Kublai Khan continues to expand the Mongol Empire through China. He establishes the city of Beijing and grows fantastically rich from a vast trade network. His power over life and death stretches from Europe to the China seas. But the great Khan isn't satisfied.
Kublai Khan was expanding the Mongol Empire eastwards. He made himself Emperor of China, he made Korea into a vassal state, and now it was Japan's turn.
Against the Khan are the samurai warlords of Japan. And in 1281, he decides to reckon with them once and for all. He constructs the largest fleet ever seen and sends it across the sea.
Imagine what it must have felt like if you're a Japanese standing on the shores there. All of a sudden, what you're seeing is a wall of ships, as far as your eye can see.
The Mongol fleet was huge, getting on for 4,000 vessels of various shapes and sizes. It was probably the biggest amphibious operation before the Normandy D-Day landings in 1944. The samurais fight bravely and try to hold the line, but are hopelessly outnumbered. As the first wave of invaders battles on shore, more are approaching from the sea.
Walay ka natulog
But
dong. Tulog ra ko
then,
dong.
something astonishing happens.
So na po di mo gikuha diha. Ano
A
nanguha
massive
ka?
army of Mongol ships
Ah.
mysteriously vanishes. The loss of Kublai Khan's invasion fleet, getting on for 4,000 ships, was one of the biggest disasters in the history of maritime warfare. So, what happened? Japanese scribes credit divine intervention. Historians, archaeologists, and divers scour the seabed and pore over the archives, but fail to discover a single shipwreck. Until now. Fascinated with the legend of Kublai Khan's fleet, maritime archaeologist Kenzo Hayashida has spent years searching for it.
I have committed myself to the survey since 1988. So, for more than 30 years.
Kenzo is inspired by an ancient Japanese record of the invasion. It's only brought out on very rare occasions. The scroll clearly shows hand-to-hand combat, and even the missing ships. But it makes no mention of divine intervention, plunging the fleet to the seafloor. But under the waters of Imari Bay, there are some clues. A Mongol helmet, buckles, even an ancient comb, and then this. A bronze seal inscribed with a date, 1277. Struck just 4 years before the Mongol invasion. And it carries the mark of a soldier. A very important soldier.
It was an official seal of a company commander in the Mongolian army, and the discovery became important evidence.
It's the strongest proof yet of the Mongol invasion fleet.
In terms of a smoking gun in archaeology, it doesn't get much better than that.
Inspired by the find, Kenzo takes to the water. Layers of thick mud make searching here very difficult. But when he starts dredging the seafloor itself, he makes his first breakthrough.
What we found were mostly goods carried on the ships. For example, weapons, armor, and pots to put food in.
But still, where are all the ships? Kenzo and his team need to find a way to peer even deeper into the mud. And for that, they turn to technology.
The multi beam sonar creates the very accurate seabed topography map, types of the sediments, and the layer of the sediment, and density of the sediment. And if the density is high, then there's something in there.
Based on this data, draining the coast of southern Japan slowly reveals something spectacular. First, some fragments of broken timbers. But then, blowing away centuries of silt exposes the original seabed of 1281. And there, resting on top of it, visible for the first time in 700 years, the extraordinary tangled remains of Kublai Khan's lost invasion fleet.
Once you drain old seabed sediments, you will find the structure of the bulkheads and keels and planks.
And the drained seabed reveals something else.
And there, much like you would see from a crash site of an aircraft, you see fragments of ships lying everywhere.
Among the debris, weapons, pots, even the bones of Mongol warriors.
It's as if you took hundreds of ships and put them through a blender.
What could wreak such havoc on an entire fleet? Is this evidence of the divine intervention of samurai legend? Answers lie in the thousands of wood fragments scattered across the seafloor. Using the data from the sonar scan, like a giant 3D jigsaw puzzle, it's possible to rebuild Kublai Khan's warships. And it's not what the archaeologists expect. Most of these ships were doomed even before they set sail.
Kublai Khan had great problems mobilizing a fleet. There were Korean vessels, but many of them were just coastal. There were Chinese vessels, but many of them were just river craft. They weren't very suitable for an oceanic invasion.
Many of the ships lack one critical feature: a deep keel, meaning they are unstable and easily swamped in rough seas. What's more, they're poorly built.
The ships used for these naval campaigns were not well constructed. That's probably one of the reasons that the ships were not well survived, because of the weak structures.
But shoddy construction doesn't account for the extent of the devastation. A clue to what happened lies 700 miles away in Tokyo. This is Japan's meteorological agency. Its records only go back to the 1950s. But in that time, a clear weather pattern has emerged.
Japan is in the Northwest Pacific area, where typhoons develop most frequently in the world.
Each year, at least a dozen typhoons bear down on the Japanese coast. One thing about the Mongol fleet is clear. It arrives in late summer of in time for typhoon season, where wind speeds can reach 190 miles per hour, generating deadly waves 40 feet tall. A wind the Japanese call kamikaze.
Kami, for God, kaze, for wind, creates a powerful legend of the divine wind that saved Japan, or the kamikaze.
Japan will evoke the divine wind again on the brink of defeat in World War II. It doesn't stop U.S. forces then. But 700 years earlier, the original kamikaze smashes Kublai Khan's poorly built fleet to pieces.
Most of the damage would be due to the typhoon.
The greatest army of the age, powerless in the face of nature's fury. As the China Seas continue to drain away, the receding water reveals another maritime mystery just off the coast of Vietnam. A vast jumble of shipwrecks spanning 2,000 years. What made this stretch of water one of the most dangerous in history, and what extraordinary treasures lie buried on the sea floor?
First time in history, I was looking at this.
The Cham Island, Vietnam. Part of a region known as the coast that sank 1,000 ships. Not the ships of fierce invaders, but ambitious traders. Clues to centuries of bustling commerce are still found on the seafloor here. For as long as anyone can remember, local divers have been making intriguing finds. Porcelain and ceramics, hundreds of years old.
Nhưng mà theo tôi hỏi các nhà mà gọi là có ông cổ học. According to archaeologists, the object is considered antique. It belongs to around the 14th or 15th century.
In local shops, recovered ceramics sell for hundreds of dollars apiece. Where do these treasures come from? And why are they strewn across the harbor floor? A research team is scanning the harbor with the latest sonar technology.
You go to a beautiful place like the Mediterranean, you've got 40 meters visibility. Here we can be down to half a meter. So this time the government has allowed us to bring remote sensing equipment, and we're using side scan sonar.
First time in history, I was looking at this.
Just minutes into the search, grainy images of what could be wreck sites appear on the screen.
Oh, guys, come out and look at this. This is really interesting.
The team dives for a closer look. And in the gloom, a field of broken ceramics slowly emerges. They scour a total area of 4 square miles, and what they find is extraordinary.
Oh, hello, baby.
After careful analysis of the survey data, it's now possible to drain the sea from the Cham Islands and remove layers of sand and mud to reveal an astounding sight. A treasure trove of 15th century Chinese ceramics. Cups, bowls, plates, still stacked in neat rows after 600 years. Scattered all around are more wrecks, as many as 30.
We're talking 2,000 odd years at least of wrecks that we'll actually have under the surface here.
Why so many wrecks? And why so many loads of porcelain? The answer lies in the Cham Islands' unique position at the eastern end of the world's greatest trade route, the Maritime Silk Road. Stretching from Asia to the Middle East through to Constantinople and Europe. For 1,000 years, this oceanic superhighway connects princes and popes, kingdoms and empires.
It thrived because you had silks, you had spices, but you also had porcelain. Chinese porcelains are beautiful, they're magnificent.
It's simply down to the clays the Chinese had. They have very, very white clays, and it was unlike anything anybody had seen before.
The drained harbor of the Cham Islands reveals yet more spectacular sights. A united nations of shipwrecks. A Spanish galleon, a Chinese junk, an Arabian dhow. But why are so many ships wrecked in such a small area?
I like to call this the parking lot theory, because most car accidents happen when you're trying to get in and out of a parking lot, and the same thing holds true for harbors. You have a cluster of ships trying to get in, get out, and if the wind changes, you're blown right up onto the rocks of the beach.
Drawn by the lure of porcelain and silk, the crews of these ships all hope to make their fortunes. But instead, they paid the ultimate price on this congested and storm-lashed coast. Today, the China Seas are still a major trade route. But it's not porcelain that's transported across the seas. It's data. What was once the Great Silk Highway is now an information superhighway. And just like the maritime Silk Road, this data highway is beset with dangers. What are the deep-sea risks to the World Wide Web?
In this particular case, effectively it was a perfect storm.
Our love of the internet knows no bounds, with demand for data doubling every 2 years. And the biggest gigabyte gluttons? Social media and video. Lots of video.
Currently, there are 4 million views of YouTube videos per minute. That is an enormous amount of data that's being consumed.
Add to that the trillions of dollars in electronic funds that shuttle between corporations and banks, and it amounts to an astonishing 3.4 petabits of data that we gobble up every 60 seconds.
And for those who don't know what a petabit is, 10 to the 15 zeros.
All that data has to be stored somewhere, which we call the cloud. But it doesn't travel up into the sky. It's actually transported deep below the sea. Draining all the oceans reveals the million-mile network that connects the World Wide Web, where data shoots across the seafloor at the speed of light inside vast arteries of cables.
We talk about the cloud. The reality is 98% of the internet runs over fiber optic cable under the ocean.
One of the busiest and most important stretches of the internet is here, under the China Seas, in the Luzon Strait between Taiwan and the Philippines. And like all undersea cables, this data superhighway is vulnerable to attack. From the ocean's most fearsome predator, biting onto cables, to entanglements with even bigger creatures. This footage shows what happens when a humpback whale becomes wrapped in a loose data cable off the coast of Norway. The fire department manages to free the whale, but it means cutting the cable, plunging parts of Scandinavia into an offline abyss. To reduce the dangers, engineers take a course not to ancient mariners, burying precious cables deep below the seabed. This delicate work is performed by a flotilla of specialized engineering ships, which slowly unwind enormous drums of cable that will stretch for thousands of miles across the oceans. But the crucial work happens deep below the waves. Draining the water from above the ocean bed exposes the giant machines that build the World Wide Web. A plow the size of a house, crawls along the seafloor. High-pressure water jets help carve a trench 10 feet deep, and the cable is buried inside. In the deepest parts of the ocean, far beyond the reach of anchors or even whales, the engineers lay cables directly on the seabed. Draining the deepest canyon of the Luzon Strait reveals the main data artery that connects Asia and the West. 19 cables that shuttle trillions of gigabytes of data between businesses, governments, universities, and stock markets. All of them lying exposed and vulnerable. Graham Evans is the managing director of a company that plans where the cables are threaded across the globe's oceans.
It's not just a flat, featureless seabed. Some of it is extremely rugged, and we're having to maneuver around some of these features.
His job is to find the shortest route from point A to point B. But avoiding underwater obstacles means that cables converge to what's known as a choke point. Like the Luzon Strait and its 19 cables linking east and west.
Why is it a choke point? There are no alternative routes when you're trying to go from Asia to the United States or Asia to Japan.
On December 26, 2006, the choke point becomes choked.
It was certainly a date that the industry won't forget.
At 8:26 p.m., a deep rumble shakes the seabed of the China Seas. An earthquake with a magnitude of 7.1. In Taiwan, buildings collapse. 2 people are killed and dozens injured. But that's not the end of the devastation. In the deep canyon of the Luzon Strait, there's a second stage to the quake. A massive underwater landslide.
In this particular case, it was effectively a perfect storm. There had been this huge buildup of sediment at the head of this canyon, and it didn't need much to trigger it.
Directly in its path, the data cables on the canyon floor.
So if you're on the floor of the canyon, what you would see is this billowing mass of black mud. It pretty well took out every single cable that went between Southeast Asia and the United States.
The internet shuts down, and within minutes, millions feel the pain in their wallets.
No submarine cables, no cash.
ATMs stop working. Stock trading halts. Billions of dollars of transactions freeze. Corporations and banks are paralyzed on both sides of the Pacific.
In this particular case, there was never so many simultaneous cable breaks that had such a devastating impact on the world's ability to use the internet.
After some frantic work, data is rerouted via other networks, eventually stemming the chaos. But it takes 3 months to fully repair all the broken lines. This cable crew and others like them will be busy for decades to come as the demand for data continues to surge, driven by the booming economies of Asia. To compete or collaborate, trade or invade, these twin human instincts continue to define the China Seas. Draining the waters here reveals a turbulent past, exposes the truth behind a mysterious legend. Celebrates the wonder of the World Wide Web and whatever's to come in the next digital revolution. Hitler's darkest secrets and most terrifying weapons lost below the waves until now. Imagine if we could empty the oceans, letting the water drain away to reveal the secrets of the seafloor. Now we can. Using the latest underwater scanning technology, piercing the deep oceans, and turning accurate data into 3D images. This time, was Australia's most prized warship destroyed by a Nazi secret weapon? What made this killer U-boat invisible? And how close did Hitler come to building an atomic bomb? Hitler's ambition was global. As the waters of Northern Europe drain away, they reveal evidence of the Nazis' most terrifying weapon of all. Norway. Lake Tim. How did a secret operation here destroy a Nazi nuclear dream?
At the bottom, there's this Nazi secrets. No one can be sure about what's down there.
During World War II, Nazi scientists begin the race to harness atomic power.
Hitler's dream was to develop this bomb that could really devastate and destroy London. Turning the war in the blink of a second. That was his dream.
But the Nazis need a crucial ingredient to make an atomic bomb. It's called heavy water.
Heavy water was a vital component of the attempt of the Germans to get their nuclear reactor to work. It's chemically hydrogen, but it's heavier. It's twice the weight.
The world's largest producer of heavy water is near Lake Tinn in Norway. The Mork Power Plant, once the world's largest hydroelectric power station. It's this energy that powers the creation of the precious heavy water. April 9th, 1940. Germany invades Norway.
The Nazis were eager to get control of the heavy water at the Wehrmacht plant, due to the reason that they wanted to use it as a cooling aid in their nuclear reactor. In 1942, at the peak of the production here at Wehrmacht, they produced as much as 1,000 kilos of heavy water.
Over over a ton is a big step towards building Hitler's first nuclear reactor.
It looked as if Germany might well get a nuclear bomb quickly, and the Allies were obviously very concerned about that. Wanted the heavy water plant to be destroyed.
The Morgue power plant becomes a priority target for Allied air raids and sabotage. Damage like this eventually forces the Nazis to safeguard their stockpile of the precious commodity. February 20, 1944. The Nazis plan to move almost a year's output of heavy water by train from the Morgue. The carriages will cross Lake Tin by ferry. From here, the cargo will travel to Germany, to the site of a nuclear reactor. Soldiers load around 40 barrels onto railway carriages. The hydro ferry departs, but it never reaches its destination. At 10:45 in the morning, it sinks. The cargo tumbles into the water. 27 people are rescued. 26 go down with the ferry, mostly innocent civilians. For decades, the hydro ferry and her secret wartime cargo lie hidden in the dark waters. Until now. Frederick Soreda is a maritime archaeologist. He has studied this area for over 20 years.
I'm standing on the shores of Lake Tin. It's a very dramatic lake in Norway. It's not
Hey, anong nangyari kay Meng?
around it, and the lake is very
Na-upload na si premiere ng 5 PM. So sana nag-edit ka. Ano yung baka mabinat ka. Medyo sakit pa ulo ko mismo. Stress siguro. Wow. Ay, television na yung buntag kay na yung hapon di si mga tol. Busy ko tol kay di na mo andar ang mga electric fans kwarto tol. Sa kalas kay kurente sige lang tag ganing paandar o kuan. Di uling aircon. Ako sang gikubi kadali. Ni andar man pod. Hey! Alar na pala ako nakalive.
The return signal displays the shape and depth of the features beneath. And Thor knows where to look. He's been fascinated by the story of the lost fairy for years, and he was one of the first to find it. Now, he's back.
Naka-silent lang ako kasi
That will finally give him the most detailed record of what's down there.
may gawa pa.
Eventually, a ghostly shape falls into the earth.
Gus! Ba? Ah, pa basura kal? Nalabay atong Sabado. Dili ba ikaw?
Nagpapasalamat kami. Maraming salamat po sa good morning sa lahat. Salamat sa taas kay Gas. Tribal Captain na walang sawang nagpapasalamat sa ating sponsor ng t-shirt. Yan po yung ating t-shirt. Oh. Ganda. At saka yung background sa likod.
Hello, mayong buntag. Hello po, Pamela. Ayan, dumating na po ang aking damit. At syempre ang ating logo. Ayan.
Supporter ang ating kasamahan na napaka-supporter. Walang ibang sa mutya. Maraming magawa lang namin. Katawan
Hindi, para sa ano namin, alam mo na kung anong dapat namin kayo. Maraming salamat po. Binigay niyo po yung t-shirt sa aking mga vlogger at sa akin. Super thank you po. God bless you always. Magandang hapon po, Middle amin. Banson, alaw ba na?
Yo, what's up mga kaibigan? Dali na tayo magkwentuhan. So kahapon nga sa gate ng Miami Heat at ng Los Angeles Lakers ay naging ito. The game ay pinasa ni LeBron ang bola sa open cam ready sa corner for the triple shot. It was a good shot pero nagbintis nga si Cam Reddish at natalo ang Lakers. Kaya naman nagkaroon nga ng debate kung tama bang ginawa ni LeBron James sa desisyon. Well, sumunod lang nga sa LeBron sa play mga kaibigan. LeBron James nagpaparamdam na ako sa Miami Heat. Isang magandang move itong ginawa ng Golden State sa kanilang pagpapatinama kay Chris Santos mga idol. Bago bigyan ng kontrata ng Golden State itong si Chris Santos, ang Warriors ay mayroong
Lola Remedios.
Wala, oh.
Ha?
Wala.
Lola Remedios.
Nandun sa loob na lang misan. Hindi na section. Bandog ta. Iba. Sige na ba? Pero magkuha na ta sa kuhan.
Palit kita. Nabalay mo, nabalay mo, nag-away na kami. Ay, sana ko hindi ko. Oh, wala ko nang
Sa taas ng tinalon ni Abanto sa pultuloy ang Junjun. Biglang ginanahan sila Solid ang batok ng teammates ay pinakitang slam dunk. Pinagkatiwalaan na ulit sila Kai. 7th game na ng Anyang Red Boosters laban sa Jeonju KCC Edgies kung saan naglalaro ang resident import ng Korea na si Ricardo Ratliff o mas kilala sa pangalang Laguna. Well, first quarter, mainit agad ang batuan ng opensa. 5-0 start para sa visiting team. Pero naibawi din agad yan ni Daniel Monroe ng kanyang 5 straight points din. 6 minutes naglaro sila kay Ren sa bando sa opening quarter at sa dalawang attempt niya, isang pumasok. May isang turnover din si Abando. Hindi pa pinapasok si Cardo pero kontrolado ng KCC Edgies ang lead sa opening quarter 27-24. Leading scorer yung number 19 sa kalaban na may 8 points. Second quarter pinasok na si Cardo na agad gumawa ng impact sa KCC. Nangalabaw sa ilalim. Pasok din ang pull-up jumper mga bro. 6-0 start yan ng Anyang kaya naman timeout ang Red Boosters. Sabay pinasok na din sila kay kung saan nasisagad ang naibigay niya para sa team. Sumubok umatake si Kabayan. Maganda ang depensa ng kalaban, hindi basta-basta makakanakaw play si Abando mga bro dahil talagang nakamata sa kanyang bantay. Pero tutuhasil pa din sa pagkuha ng rebound si Kabayan. Doon na lang nakakuha ng kumpiyansa itong si Renz. Under 4 minutes, back-to-back basket para kay Lakay.
I can't hear you, you know. Go away. Is he the dog? Yeah. Hologram. How did you do that in daylight? Pretty impressive. What do you want? You're free. You call the cops anytime. You help. I'm giving you 5 seconds. John Francis Walker, by authority of Governor Dix, this unit has been authorized. It's to extinguish your light. How is this a good idea? For sake, dude. I can't go without it.
Radio station relaxed.
Banana.
Banana.
Tomato.
Tomato.
Water.
Water.
Coffee.
Coffee.
Dog.
Dog.
Shark.
Shark.
Zebra.
Zebra.
Vase.
Vase. Florera. Florera. Castle. Castillo.
Missile.
Missile. Biscuit.
Candy.
Sweets.
Sneakers.
Trainers.
Bell pepper.
Pepper.
Bago nga nilang laro dito yan. Ito lang natin yung style para makapagbet tayo at magsimula na mahulog yung mga bola dyan. Kaya naman dahil kada hulog ng bola ay meron niya katumbas na amount sa kung saan niya mahuhulog. Pwede nga lumaki yung binet natin. Banana.
Banana.
Aki.
Fishing is not about catching fish. It's about the memories you make and the people you share them with. The worst day of fishing is the best.
boss, para sa mga boss. Ay, wala niyo. 50, 100.
Kung matapos ang vlog na ito,
Sa Sander. Kaya ito paano ito po? Pagawasan ng isda. Tilapia na po?
mga mare, naghahanap ka ba ng laga?
Grabe, may mga tiktokers dito. Guys, hindi pala ako makalis kasi pinatong nila sa sakyan. Cellphone nila. Lagi, kung mapukani mo, uragarotsoga. Ulit sila. Ito. Lalain pa, pag-igog mapukani mo, tayo. Okay, take 12. Kita nyo nga ito sila kung kilala nyo. Mga nasa 20 minutes na ako dito. Hindi ako makalis. Happy birthday to you. Tapos, okay, group 1, thank you. Talang magpapin na music din kung matama ito nila. Umalis sa mga tiktokers na to after nun kasi mukhang na sila sa ginawa nila.
Check yung kasi sa messenger ko. Si ano, sabi na nga ba, ang dami ng rant sa IG stories na eh. Pero nag-post na siya sa FB. Tinag pa si boss. May load ka pa ba? Naku, just missing out lang pala. Kung di at FB, plus chances ka na. Buhay ka sa chikahan. For 7 days on all FB apps. Buhay na po yung chika sa TNT FB Strand 50. Uy, hindi ka pa mauwi? Overtime ako. Overchismis.
Supply kong kape din.
Buha ko ako.
Ganun ko. Kape ba?
sa Golden State sa trade na ito. Bago yan mga idol, heto muna. Swerte ka kung sa team mo ay mayroon kang Ironman na manlalaro. Ngayon, ano nga ba ang ibig sabihin nitong Ironman mga idol? Ang Ironman ay tinatawag sa mga manlalarong matitibay at hindi nakakabis na laro. Isang halimbawa nga dyan, as of now sa NBA ay si Michael Bridges mga idol, hindi pa siya nakabis ang laro sa kanyang buong karera mga idol. Ang huling larong nakabis siya ng laban ay nung siya ay nasa junior pa sa high school. Grabe mga idol, napakatibay itong si Michael Bridges. At ang mga tapos ngayon doon sa Nets ay nagiging masang player siya para sa kanila kung saan mas nakita pa nga ng Nets ang kanyang potensyal. Ngayon, itong Celtics naman ay mayroong Ironman din. Hindi katulad ni Michael Bridges na halos sa kanyang buong karera ay hindi nakamiss mga idol. Itong si Derek White naman, so far sa kanyang pagdating sa Celtics, 2 laro lamang ang kanyang namiss at yun ay sa pagpapanganak ng kanyang asawa. Pero pagkatapos ay hindi na siya nakamiss mga idol. Dahil magandang impact ang kanyang naibibigay sa kanila. At sa ngayon,
Ano doon? Ang pagkasilanong ko. Ano na yung blank shot?
ginagawa ko, ba't parang busy-busy niya? Ay ba, ito na lang yung World of Warship. Sobrang nakakaayos na laruin kasi isang MMOC battle na free to play. Saka kahit ano pang level mo, basta magaling ka, matutong kahit sino. Tapos sasabayan pa ng magandang graphics at realistic sound na kala mo, nandun ka talaga nagkipaglaban. Grabe kasi, saka malay nyo, makasalubong niyo ako dun, di ba? Pero, tinuloy ko kayo. Well, tayo pang sinasabi, tumayo ko lang dyan para makapaganda na. Opo, ito na po. Isa, makalimutan, lalo yung World of Warship. Ay, tumilis na. Ay, kapo na. Sa dapat nakapag-aris pa ng gamit, syempre, humihilog na ako agad. Kasi alam naman natin lahat na kapag may lakad kayo ng magulang mo na malayo, dapat maaga pa lang ipaalis na dapat kayo. Saka, o nga no, napansin niyo ba yun sa mga ugali ng magulang natin na kapag makapagising kayo ng 8 o'clock, gigisingin nila kayo ng 7, sila 8 o'clock na. O, ano tayo sabi mo dyan? Diba, swimming bukas? Oo, pero night swimming yun, ano ka ba? Oo. Sumunod na araw, sinundo na kami sa amin na kamag-anak namin ng hapon at nagbiyahe na kami papunta doon sa resort na pagsiswimingan namin. At noong mga panahon na yun, grabe hindi ko inakasahan na sobrang dami parang tao sa parang ando na lahat kasi merong mga barkada nagkakatuwaan, may mga swimming, may kumakain, saka may nag-video okay, tapos parang may nag-birthday pa ata doon nung time na yun. Sobrang saya din talaga dun sa Laguna na yun kasi kahit sabihin mong gabi na, buhay na buhay talaga yung mga tao na nandun. Ang ganda rin kasi ng setup ng pool nila eh. Okay, try ko paliwanag sa inyo kung ano yung tsura dun. Okay, ito. Naman yung...
Ay, mayong hapon.
Kaya siguro ngayon naman, mainam na sa inyo kung ba't maraming tao dun sa lugar na yun. Kaya pagdating namin dun, nagpalit na ako agad ng pang-swimming ko at pumunta na ako sa pool.
Kuya. Yung sa maning mas dere gamit na ni.
Grabe, sobrang lamig pala dito.
Tagal lagi ni kami gasting. Ano ni te? Wala ni mo giugasan ng si? Ang lagi kami gas o itom-itom.
Nakataw, hinanaw.
Eh, ako na nagsasabi sa inyo na yun. Kaya kami na yun, ang saya lang namin talaga lahat. Nagbababad ako sa pool, nag-picture-picture mga pinsan ko, tapos yung mga magulang ko naman, nagkagentuhan sa cottage namin. Kaya nung hindi ko na talaga kinaya yung lamig, umahon na muna ako sa pool para pumunta dun sa cottage namin. At pagdating ko dun sa cottage namin, nakita ko na yung tita ko sa mga pinsan ko, nagkakaayaan na magpalagay dun sila ng henna. At para dun sa mga hindi nakakaalam, yung henna, yun, para lang yung paint na nilalagay sa balat na para siyang sabaw kasi hindi siya agad nawawala. Parang ilang weeks ata o 1 week bago mawala. Kaya nung nagkahayaan yung mga pinsan ko, syempre pati ako kumain na rin ako yung magpalagay nun. Kaya nung ako na ilalagyan, napili ko yung gagamba na design na ilagay din sa braso ko. Kasi astig na style niya at saka idol ko si Spider-Man. Tuwa ako nun kasi first time ko magpahena tapos ang ganda pa ng design. Sabi lang sa akin nung nagahena na tapos na. Mag-take ko muna sa mall bago mo turugasan at saka ingatan mo huwag masagi kasi ipatuyo.
Hello, Ma'am Rica.
Tapos mag-antay lang sa course bago turugasan. Easy, walang problema. 5 minutes later.
Dili man mi amigo sa rulita ni Ma'am Minol Goodbye sa FB. Hello, Ma'am Rica.
Kaya nung nakita nila yun, sinabi nila sa akin na bumalik na lang daw ako sa kanila para paayos kasi tayo naman daw. Dahil ko sa mga bata, siyempre, ginawa ko. Kaso, hindi na doon nakikita sa akin kasi nasayang yung ink niya. Kaya pagkatapos noon, ikat na talaga ako para di masakit. So yun, part 1 lang to. Part 2.
Take control with Finity's holistic identity solution. Discover, collect.
Okay, so may nag-viewing part 2. Kung hindi nyo pa napanood yung part 1, panoorin nyo pagkatapos. Kaya pagkatapos nun, ikat na talaga ako para masakit. Pababalik nila ako ng henna para i-fight. Ano ko naman nangyari yun? Kasi alam ko si Kuya ng henna, positive na sa akin. Kaya ang ginawa ko,
Karon man daw. Daw lang. Sila karon. Ha?
Sige, una na kayo. Pinapatuyo naman ng henna.
Ambot lang ka po ka. Ingon lagi dito karon.
Huwag ka natulog ba?
Sa muna ninyo.
Palit mo kag merinda kanina.
He turned and noticed us, causing me to see that he was using my warden horn. Hey, that's mine! This horn allows me... This is so annoying! We have to get to the center. I began to slowly but surely... The conductor must have been mind controlling that with his music. What am I? With him gone, my people can finally live safe again. All thanks to you. Hey, you helped too, you know. I wish one day be the world's best night. More than anyone would fear. Well, why don't you join me? I'm sure that if we work together, we can make sure that that happens. On days 11 and 12, I made it back to my base with Phil, and I built him a nice, dark tower in the front of our city. All my life, I've been wanting to prove my work as a knight. When you goes up, I just died. And as I left Phil's house and was venturing deep into my base, I noticed
Ayan, Juan Big, wala kay kwarta bibaw, ay halin be.
from my people's base. Hey, what gives? The spider was startled and started to run away. Hey, get back here! On days 13 to 14, I started to chase the warden spider.
Ikaw last ni kuha sa kuan.
Crystals. He was fast and agile, but I was slowly starting to catch up. I needed your skull. My leader, he needs it. What? Can't we just talk this out? But as I said this, I chased the spider into an open cavern with a massive ravine.
Tapang anghang, check. More chili, check. Sulit version, check. Sulit sarap, check.
Salamat sa patambay, Ma'am Len at saka Ma'am Ricab. Thank you sa pagtambay. Kasat ko kung TV palihog tayo pati ang kwante TV Plus tayo. Pandarang TV.
Literally thousands
In Monster Legends, you can collect and trade with other monsters, battle other players, or try to conquer adventure map and dungeons. Yeah, but can you breed your monsters? There are thousands of monsters, and you can combine them to create new epic monsters. Monster Legends just launched their 5th era, which focuses on Mother Nature and nature forces. And Monster Legends just launched a special 8-game event to promote their new era. All you have to do is participate in this event and use special points to clean up the Monster Legends island. And every time a new milestone is reached, all the players will receive an in-game reward. And if we hit the final milestone, Monster Legends will donate $10,000 to each Spider-Man. Wait, how do I play? All you have to do is click the link in the description, and once you download it, you'll get 50,000 points, 300,000 gold, 10 gems, and 10 Mr. Beast monster cells just for using my link. Act quick because these rewards are only available until March 17th. Click the link, download the video right now, and download Monster Legends. Up next, our giant mutated curse zombie with the mile long sword versus 10 maps. Giant mutated zombie with the mile long sword. I don't know what to pick. Well, it looks like you're stuck with the other option. It's about time all you guys get a win. Start the giant swinging zombie sword guy. Walking to his death. Oh, wait, bro, there's some serious damage. Oh, this zombie is done for. He has his another health bar. What the heck is this? What are those spikes? He's turning the ground into lava. Is there any way to skip it? Holy crap. I didn't know he was going to transform into a freaking monster. Nolan and Chandler are tied to the lead. Chris, as usual, isn't. This is where things officially get crazy. That giant mutated zombie with a mile-long sword, there's now 10 of them, going up against one ancient Enderman. Yeah, I'll go with the Enderman, I'm not gonna lie, this thing is crazy. I'm gonna go with the Enderman. I think I'm gonna go with Sword Bros. Chandler, you start the battle when you're ready. I'm ready! Oh! He's got laser eyes! What?
I'm going to get you.
Oh, he's taking damage. The zombies are getting hell out. What is going on? The zombies are getting stuck behind the spikes. Oh, he's just corner camping them. He's sucked in. He's like lashed up right here. Bro, they barely did any damage. Hey, Chris, if you didn't want to give everyone you love thousands of chocolate bars, you could just. My family is on a diet. You didn't have to know that. What do you think this next battle is? A frog! It's not a frog. It's actually 10 Titan tanks versus a giant mutant. Weird looking gas. Yo, look, guys, I'm gonna go inside Chandler's mom's mouth. Gentlemen, you know what to do. I pick gas. We're going with my mom. I'm choosing tanks. I wish I could have Chandler's mom, though. I'm getting the chocolate, and you're not getting any of it. Chris, can I get a good old yeehaw to kick it off? Yeehaw! Whoa, Chandler's mom has got so angry. Stop it! Shoot Chandler's mom in the... Chandler's mom is shooting tons of balls. He's attacking me. We're on the same team, Chandler. Oh, here comes the big tank. Damn it. What? What is this? She summoned Satan! Oh my god! How am I to compete with Chandler's mom? Oh, it's 1v1. Alright. Come on, kids. Let me win. They're making fun of me. Yes! Chandler is currently in first place. Screw you, Nolan. I stood no chance. We are currently in the middle of nowhere. There's nothing here. Until now, spawn them in, server. Oh, whoa, it's Chandler's mom again. Who do you think will win? Chandler's mom or the ancient Enderman? Ancient Enderman. Ancient. Oh, I guess I'm gonna go with Chandler's mom. Chris, can you give us a yeehaw to kick things off? Yee! Oh. Beating your mom in the Bible. Just yelling at each other. Oh, it's kind of close. All the demon rings are coming out. Teleport, you fat Enderman. Go somewhere. Oh! What is that? Oh! Look up! Bro, what is that up there? Oh, that's Titan Dragon. Now, Chris and Nolan both have 5 points. Chandler has 6. Gentlemen, this is for all of the chocolate bars. To be fair, I'll give you a chance, so I'll go with Dragon. I pick Ender. I'm gonna choose Ender Dragon. Alright, start it. Oh, no, then we're losing. I'm so stupid. Oh! What? Let's go! Garbage on! What are these picture frames? He's shooting stuff through the pictures. Oh, they're multiplying. You know, look at them just dodging. They're not doing that much damage. They're spawning in the parallel dimension. Let's see what happens to the dragon. No, wait, what is that? You know, what anime is this? Oh, the Ender Dragon just went. Chandler picked the Ender Dragon, which means he has the base points. Chandler, congratulations on winning 10,000 chocolate bars. You ate 3.
Enjoy more me time. Athos.
In front of me is 3 random Minecraft players. In front of the 3 of you is a red button. When you press the red button, you're either going to get a challenge or win $100,000. Oh my god! What? Who wants to press the red button first? Ladies first. Fine. You've got a challenge. You cannot press the button again until you destroy every single block on this map. I found some videos on TikTok. I want you to guess which one you think has more views. If you guess wrong, you get pelted with an egg. What happens if I get it right? I get pelted with an egg. I like that one. Alright, so here's option 1. It's a tennis TikTok. He just hits the balls. Alright. And then you get balls. And this is option 2. So either tennis ball or monkey ball. Which one of those 2 got more views? It's monkey. I think it's me. Oh, you were wrong! Okay, you're right. That shirt says be nice to me. That's not very nice. Our next set, we have this purple snake. That's a word. Which got more views? Purple snake and your yellow. Purple snake. Let's see if you're gonna get it again. It had to. You're right. Purple snake got 70 million views. And Ludo got 2. Okay, well, I have hat hair. You're about to have egg hair. Here, I got you. I'm gonna crack the egg. You feel the egg? No. Thank you, purple snake. Is it gonna get worse? Oh, it's gonna get way worse. What? We're gonna get way grosser than eggs. Oh my god, oh no, Jimmy and Kitty. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and lock it in with B. Okay, you think B? I feel B all day. B has the energy of like 38 million views. I think it was B as well. Oh, you were wrong. All right. You know what, Jimmy? If I'm wrong, you put egg on my face. I guess I'm wrong. There's an eggshell on my face. We just started. This is already disgusting. All right, let's keep her going. I've seen this, but I don't remember. This is frustrating because I've seen all of these, but I don't remember how many views they got. So she acted like she got ran over. They get more views than this guy. Which one got more views? Man, TikTok loves Karen, but that was a cool magic trick. Yeah, if I was you, I would go pee. Oh, hey. Listen to it. Hey, you want the egg? Do it. Wow. Loser now gets squirted with ketchup. That's crazy. All this is crazy. What, is this a child? No way, that's real. Selling It's Walter White. The fact that you've seen this, kids have probably had more views. I'm gonna go with B. Oh my god, sure. Ketchup. Hey, wait, did we take the thingy off? We did. That'd be nice. I'll do a smiley face on your shirt.
Oh, it's so cold. Oh, I made a sad face. No, it's not even sad. It's just disappointed. Now it's happy. Yay! Is this what my career has come to? I love that. He can kill you, but he's so cute. He's like, I'm sorry, Dad. Hey, hang on, I agree. He was super long. Oh, wow. Dang it. Prepare your nipples. Hey, prepare my possum. I got ketchup nipples. Why did it sound like that? Ew, it's on my toes now. My nipples are bleeding. I just ran a marathon. No, my earbuds are covered in ketchup now. No. I used to enjoy the channel. Minecraft IRL. That's gotta be a Russian kid. That has to hurt. I think it's this one that got more views.
Nasa intermitan.
No, in my mind, number B.
Sa intermitan.
I don't want to be here.
Ulit ba?
I splashed my hair around and made an echo in my ear. Here's the thing, Jimmy. You just don't spend as much time on the internet as me. He's calling in. Does that mean I have to go in next time? You happy? Yeah, you look like a Nathan's hot dog. Here, can you step up to the side of my back? You got caught in the crossfire. If I had just stepped off to the side, I probably would have what the frick? I tried to protect you. I'm dirtier now. Just one more pick and blind. There, baby. I'll pick it. Oh, you're done. No way this didn't get more views than whatever's next. What? That's just not fair. You're kidding. You finished forever. It's I will celebrate. A man pouring beer in a bowl gets more views than those beautiful ice structures. I've been saying this my whole life. Don't try. Just post bull crap on TikTok and you'll get hundreds of millions of views. You're being pretty generous with the amount of ketchup you're doing. Oh, you got a third daughter. Poor guy. So what do you think I'm for? A poorly edited attack on Titan throwing a rock or somebody revealing a new life into the world? I'm gonna go with the genuine. I think they're beautiful. Not really good at the internet. Going back to eggs. Listen to that, got off me. What the heck? Oh, I've seen this guy. I actually love his TikTok. Wow, that's really good. I'm going with me. I'm great. I never knew he's good. That was excellent. It's time we take things to the next level. Next person to get around gets hit with shaving cream. Are you sure you want to do that? You can get a lot raw. He's gonna eat it with me. Oh my god, he's so cute. I want 10 of them right now. What you thinking? I'm gonna go with cute, man. Hey. I'm going with me. I'll take that 9 out, sir. Thank you. Alright, we got a guy sitting down. What happened? I only have one eye now, so. Oh my, why were they recording my life? Was what I would have said if I was an idiot. Dang. I'm gonna go for the top this time. Will I be able to see at the end? Watch the find out. Bacon strips, of course. Whoa! I don't even need to see the next one. I think it doesn't matter what it's simple. You know what? Now I'm switching it to meat. I'm actually gonna pick meat. I don't care about the look. Just tell me if I can find it. There we go! My gut told me A, which is why I switched it to B because it was wrong. What's that over there? Honestly, I could have got a better hit. I'm just gonna keep stacking them on the right side. Giddy. So cute. I've seen this one. Big nibs. Here's the thing. Since you can't have one earlier, play the video back. It's weird. Let's go. Cool eggs. So punishment is out legs because there's eggs. Oh my god, they're playing chess. I just figured that out. Holy crap, that's shit. Alright, I think it. Yes, sir. Give me that egg. Never let him know your next move. Ow. It didn't crack. Ow. Stop.
time for shower content.
Chris and Chandler both have 5 lives, and every time they laugh in this video, they lose one.
I don't want to die.
And whoever has the most lives at the end of this video wins whatever's in this briefcase.
What's inside it, Jimmy?
It's an amazing, super expensive, insane, one-of-a-kind prize that you want to win. I want to win it. He said it. I want it. Yo!
She just said stop like it was okay. He said,
I'm trying to free you.
how many drinks are in there?
Wow. It's so hard.
Oh, I've seen this. He's all.
This is my impression of 40th President of the United States, Ronald Reagan, attempting to communicate through the portal flow with the only open channel is through your Wii.
Alright, we got Chandler for sure.
That was so oddly specific, and it really did actually sound like that.
Well, the boys lost life. We must continue.
See, yeah, this is funny. You can't even eat in Ohio, bro. What is going on in Ohio right now?
Oh my gosh. When your husband asked to bring home a piece of cake from the neighbor's kid's birthday.
That's not funny, that's painful.
We better wake up right now. It's all over. That's why you should eat a Beast Burger instead of Subway. That's not funny. Was it a lap? Yes. According to referee Walt, they both just lost another one.
Can we ask the committee to review that?
Sure.
Can you guys review that? Rick, that's how I feel right now, because I was trying to make Chandler laugh easily. I'm not going to do it now. I'm not done. Go away.
What you doing if Tucker pulls that?
We're going to have to go sit down with a therapist and have a long conversation about how we deal with emotions.
Uy, bye Kasunoy, mayong gabi, bye.
Lasing ko na pa.
Oh my God, Mike Tyson was that pitcher. Look at his eye.
Magprito ta kataw-taw dupuan. Nagluto na si Kuya Tanon.
Calls it, we would have seen something bad.
Well, something would have happened to that bird. What's it say positive? The bird's fine. Actually, just to convince.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do better.
I accurately found what you guys like. He sent it to you because he liked it.
Here's the thing, the one we saw originally, there's a change. It said, what going on in Ohio?
Bring up Ohio at the end of the video.
Daming bago.
That was, of course, fake.
Damn, Tom Holland got a little less attractive.
A radio spider.
Hunting in Venice. Ano po sulo ay pinagsabitan.
Chandler has officially taken the lead. Come up here. Hey, you can laugh now.
Oh my God. She didn't realize it until after she said, "Go back, what was that?" Just crazy.
Chandler, because now your game will look for your eyes to the occasions where you're going to laugh. You lose.
All right, I'm never laughing. If Jimmy was doing these videos, he would lose. Jimmy laughs at me. That's a nice thing. I got a little skill. That guy's not. He's looking for him.
Oh, I missed the trick. You can't even bring your
He didn't bring his board.
Mission Impossible pa.
Why did the other one throw up?
Loki. Stronger.
It's a little German kid. Little German kids are hilarious. Oh, she's a corner.
Let's see if the snake gets what they say.
Thanks for watching, for viewers. 16 thumbs up. Good evening. Mayong gabi, Bustoto. Lami kayo to mo ang kit-kit sa kalderita, Bustoto ba?
But the score is also 2-2-2.
Lami kayo ang kalderita ni Bustoto.
So close. Screw what you're gonna say. Wait. That's what a ballerina.
But the score is also 2-2-2.
Chris just won $10,000.
Yay, rich! Every time he laughs in this video, I spin this wheel. No, I'm poor.
And he could lose $100, $500 now, or $10,000.
Wait, what if I lose 10,000 and then I lose 500?
Then you owe me money. I recommend you don't laugh.
Oh, nice.
So pants. He loses that from his take. Spinning. I spin that you owe me money. I recommend you don't laugh.
Oh, nice.
So pants. We just started. Spinning. Okay.
I wasn't expecting.
Whatever it lands on, he loses that from his take. Oh, snap. Okay. Chris just lost 500.
Ow! It hurt.
95 remaining.
I'll take those 95 hundo.
Ana mo na boss, dili man gyud nato na dili pa man gyud nato na ma-perfect ng black one gyud editing.
Try not to laugh.
Okay. Dili pa man gyud kayo hanas gyud pagka-edit pero gwapo na pagkakuha oy. Gwapo na kay mong intro gani. Fights kayo imong intro. Makaibog kayo. Won't forget your life.
I've never been happier to lose $100.
So close to 2,500.
That's a big bomb.
And you know what's right beside that?
What's that?
10,000.
I don't know if right beside's the right word.
Oh! Another spin.
Jimmy's is the great ocean count.
I'm putting in overtime. 10,000. Oh, that was so close. Chris, what about real money?
Thank you.
All right, 9,300.
I don't know what a laugh is. I've been seeing this all over Charlie's TikTok lately.
That was fun.
That is what you hopes to hear.
Oh, come on, it's a truck.
Come on, truck humor bubbles for the bubble gum.
Taod-taod palungon na nako ni kay magluto nako. Ngita na nigkuan, ngita nagsudan na ako ang amo dire. Palampasan lang ako 1 minute. Maraming thank you sa lahat ng pumunta at nagtambay, lalo na kay Ma'am Ricab. Kanina pa si Ma'am Ricab talaga nakatambay kay Damhan.
I got one this blind sword fighter. Not willing to know this. Next up, we made friends with the seal and fell asleep. You are literally chilling with the seal.
That's so cool.
Aww. Do you see with their little sleeping spot?
It's pretty impressive. She's got that down to a science. That's so cool. I wish I could laugh. I want some toast. Oh, fuck! And asked them to do chocolate pudding next, and they did it.
Really?
Hey,
Sorry. It's been.
my armpits are spinning. I didn't realize it until I reached my arm up.
How's that happen?
This is a good zone for me. This is a bad zone.
I still owe you 8,800.
Alright.
You want to spend it again?
No. Good point. Maybe I'm really chunky. A little younger. Holy cow. Holy cow.
Uy, salamat sa pag-play, boss.
Bakit?
Ate! Dagag ka nun? Ay, gamay na ang manadong. Magprito ba yung tilapia? Taman, tama na na ganon? Oh. Tilapia, biya pinirito, sudanon.
State of the art of war. The most fearsome killing machine ever devised by man. And we are impossible to find.
Captain, we have a submerged contact designated Semyon 83 exiting tunnels of a U.S. Virginia-class submarine, bearing 130, going forward.
Chief of the watch, man battle station silently. Make for
The next ship thing.
ship's depth 5 centimeters, bottom 7 meters, status to the ice canopy 2 meters.
Distance to the portal.
2 kilometers. Pollution thrust 6 meters.
Range in 15 degrees south. Stand course 100, come easy and standard prep.
Captain has the call.
Down high, coming course 100. Weapon service conveyed. Finding solution is taking a distance of 15,000 meters.
Sir, that doesn't make sense. Tonos this loud and clear.
Captain, finding solution just to step change to 10,000 meters.
Use that fast.
All solutions are matching. The range is through.
I would rather go to 270.
Course 270. High.
Just walk away. That's for people.
Contact rate 160. Very big zero.
Turning with us again. We can choose. Impossible. We're invisible. Well, undiagnosed with solar fire control.
Sir, he's flooding his torpedo tubes.
Finger on con.
Aye, sir.
Ha?
Torpedo tubes loaded.
He's open out the doors.
Weapons, flat tubes 1 through 4 and open outer doors. Enter firing solution into Q2. Captain, Q2 ready in all respects.
Captain, he's below. Citizen excuse to blow surge water. Enemy torpedo in the water bearing 200. 1,000 meters and accelerating.
Helm left full rudder. All ahead flags copy.
My brother is left full. Answering all ahead flight, Captain.
Guns countermeasures. Launching countermeasures. Fire tube 2. Fire tube 2. The torpedoes away. Running hot.
Enemy torpedo still homing, range 800 meters.
He's blown through our countermeasures.
Helm right full rudder. Right full. Aye, sir.
600
Landing
meters.
officer, stand by to emergency blow home main ballast.
400
Chief of the
meters.
West, stand by with collision alarm.
200
This is
meters.
the captain. All hands base moving back.
Enemy torpedo, get back, please. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get back.
What just happened?
It's gone.
Distance.
Vanished. It's never there.
It's all right. Where's the enemy vessel?
Heading 330, 4,000 meters off our starboard bow. The torpedo is running through. Decline to breathe. Enemy submarine in. 2, 1.
Where's the torpedo?
Captain, enemy submarine has vanished.
Scones. Shut down now and put people. Secure from battle stage.
Torpedo's not responding. It's coming right down.
Torpedoes holding range 4. Look at the
Alright, come on, shut down our weapon.
torpedoes still closing. Range 200 meters.
Signal on the ballast. Sound the collision.
Sander! Nanalagi kas gawas. Ha? Sulod. Isa. Sander!
Hello?
Sulod. Siradong portahan. Anong dili ka maminaw ko ah? Gawas. Hindi ka ligo. Hindi ka ganina. Huwag ka maligo. Hindi patulog. Ikaw, wala ka natulog.
Holy cow! I put this on my head and then I forgot I was on a box.
Hey, daghan kayong salamat. Mag-end na ko. Magluto na kong sudan.
Box is turned. It's supposed to be right now. Else's turn.
Boss Toto, Bay Kasunoy, Damhana, Ma'am Rika, Wailingaw, Miss Jen, Angel Rain, napabailain. Ma'am Len Erat, daghan kayong salamat at sekretary ni Ma'am Len Erat. Bay Vision, Lizel Zel, thank you. Goodbye. Luto sa ako.